Okay, it's been a while since I made a video, and since Stellaris is one of my favorite games, if not my most favorite game, that's what I'll start with. And this is some tips I like to keep in mind when I'm playing the game. So I usually like to start out with a human empire, and I've got some custom-made ones here. You can either do that or use one of the canned empires to start out with, pre-made empires. I usually like to create custom ones for the fun of it and start playing from there. The reason I like the human empires because they're the easiest to play, in my opinion. Stellaris is a space strategy 4X game at its best. The first thing I like to do when I'm playing Stellaris is send out a science ship to scout the surrounding area. This one looks pretty good because it's got some potentially habitable planets, so that'll be my first target for exploration. So I click the science ship and right click over here and survey the system. Another thing I like to do is I like to start building a second science ship right away. So I'll select my shipyard, go to the shipyard tab, and queue another one up for further exploration so I can get those other surrounding systems identified as quickly as possible and maybe start meeting my neighbors and hope they're friendly. So one of my philosophies in this game is to scout early and scout often. So when I go back out to the galaxy map, there's really 3 directions I could go in. So I'll probably build a third science ship to take care of that. Also, if you have the Relics DLC, you might want to build another science ship to take care of those archaeological digs. That way, with 3 exploring and 1 digging that stuff up, you won't really be delayed too much. In case you didn't notice, the game starts out in paused mode. The next thing I'll do before I'm pausing the game is I'll like to select my constructor ship. If you right-click on your system, any system you want that's been explored, you can see what's available to you. I'm going to build a research station while I'm waiting to explore these other systems. Another tip to remember is to take care of the alerts at the top of the screen for Stellaris. Usually you only get a couple of tips at the start of the game. These are all for research, physics, and society and engineering. But I like to take care of those before I'm pausing the game as well. So clicking on this to bring up your scientists. I'd like to keep in mind what my scientist specialty is. So this guy's got expertise in field manipulation. So if I max that up with that, I will get a 15% bonus in research speed. So I'll usually start out with one of these 2. I like getting energy credits built up since that's a major form of currency in the game. Same with these other 2 guys or gals. This one's got expertise in new worlds. I don't see that here, so I'll just pick to choose my society research speed because research is a big deal at the start of the game. This person has propulsion. Let's see, I don't see propulsion here, so let's just take Corvette build speed for now. So that looks like about all I can do for right now, so I guess I'll unpause the game and we'll see what transpires. While I'm waiting for something to happen, a couple things to keep in mind is influence. I like to keep that above a +2 per month. Influence is a major factor in how fast you can expand your empire. Another thing I like to focus on early in the game is my energy credits and my mineral production. Those are 2 of the most vital ones early game, and I'll build that up as quick as I can. Right now I've got a +88 and a +41, which is a decent start for early game, but that's not near enough to sustain a major empire as you go down the road. Forgot to unpause it, but as you see, my second science ship has gotten built pretty quickly, so I'll need to recruit a scientist. I don't have any available. This guy looks great, so he's got bonuses to survey speed, and I'll send him down here to survey a system.
Construction completed.
Okay, so I think I will build another science ship. I don't have the alloys yet, so I'll have to table that for now. Another thing I like to do is I like to select my fleet and assign an admiral to it as quickly as I can. This gets him up to speed with abilities and experience and all that good stuff. So I think I'll take the logistician I'll recruit him and assign him.
We have detected an anomaly.
And then just the reports start coming in. And I'm going to pause this because I like playing the game on normal speed, unlike a lot of people who like to speed it up. I just enjoy the alerts to pop up, and I'll pause it and take time to read them. And that's just not really a tip, it's just a personal thing I like to do. One thing that happens while you're playing Stellaris is you get pop-up boxes like this that add a little flavor to the game. Some of them don't impact the gameplay and some of them do. Like First Contact Protocols, we shall greet the Xena with open arms. If you select that, that will give you a bonus and some influence gains, which I like more than anything else, so I usually choose that. One dialog box you frequently encounter in early game is you find an anomaly in a system you're surveying. I will frequently leave those be for now because I like to come back to them later. I don't want to slow down my overall progress in exploring the systems. So I would just say leave it be for now. Something else that is going on is I have a tradition available that I can choose. So if I click on that, it brings up the traditions panel. I usually like to start out with the expansion tradition because one of the perks I can get later on is reducing my starbase influence cost, which is a big deal in the early game. So I usually start with that. So I'll adopt that, and it tells me how much Unity is going to cost. So I'll click yes, and I have my tradition chosen. I've brought up a game I've been playing for quite a while just to talk about a few of the other tips I'd like to talk about. One of them is choke points. So to me, a choke point is a system that the enemy has to pass through before we get to the rest of your empire. And this Lambetus is one example, because if I control this point, then anybody coming from the Commonwealth of Man from this area has to go through that choke point, or anybody coming from the Yarkalok Commerce Guild also has to go through here. Another good point of about these choke points is you want to put your strongest star bases there. This one's a citadel, and I usually even put a supporting fleet to help out just in case things get really tough and they start being attacked. Also, when modernizing your forces, always concentrate on your fleets first, because fleets are what win wars, not armies. When you're at war with someone, and I'm currently at war with Commonwealth Man in this game, something you need to do is take out their star bases, their forward star bases. That gives you a repair base, although you can't build ships there. Plus it deprives them of being able to build ships at the front line and use them to attack you with. Just a couple of parting comments before I close this video up. One thing you need to do when starting the game is use diplomacy so you don't have to fight everybody at the same time. And there's always going to be people that don't like you, like the Commonwealth of Man. Of course, that might be because I've attacked him so many times, but since their strength is pathetic compared to me, I'm not too worried about that. But something to keep in mind, try to keep these numbers green with the guys you don't want to fight. As for the guys you do want to fight, then it really doesn't matter. The redder the better. One last thing I'd like to mention is in the early game you need to build up a fleet so you're respectable. That way the AI won't think you're an easy target and try to take you out right away. I've placed a link in the description to my Stellaris tips page if you want to learn more about it. Thanks a lot for watching this video.